Okay, so let us do some more functions from the Python library this time. But before we do that, I want you to know what this thing is called ASCII. Okay, ASCII is the set of characters that is used inside Python and more generally in computer as well as the internet. Okay, so every character that you use has an ASCII code at some sort of an address, and the computer understands the character, what character it is, based on the ASCII code. Okay, so what is this ASCII system? Of course, it stands for this American Standard Code for Information Interchange, such things. The important part is that the ASCII is a 7-bit character system containing 128 characters. Okay, so what is this 7-bit? Every ASCII code is written in binary representation. Okay, in binary representation, if you have 7 digits, how many possible numbers can there be? So at every position you have, at every digit you can have either 0 or 1, and you are allowed 7 such positions. So it is 2 choices per position, 2 choices for the 0th digit, 2 choices for the first digit, 2 choices for the second digit, and so on up to the 6th digit. From the 0th digit to the 6th digit, or the 0th place to the 6th place, at each place you have 2 choices, 0 and 1. So the total number of choices is 2 into 2 into 2, 7 times 2 raised to 7, which is 128. Okay, so it's a 7-bit character system. Every element, so in other words, ASCII code is an integer from 0 to 127, and in binary representation it can be written as a sequence of 7 bits of zeros and ones. Okay. And this includes a code for almost everything that we use, so the numbers from 0 to 9, upper and lowercase English letters from A to Z, and some other special characters and more. Okay, so let's quickly look at what the ASCII codes are. So the numbers 0 to 31, these ASCII codes are uh, reserved for what are called control characters, which we'll see later. From 32 onwards, there are specific assignments. So ASCII code 32 is assigned to the space. So in, for example, in the strings that we were giving as input, the space is also recorded as part of the input, right? A string is a sequence of characters. And as I said, a space is also a character which is not displayed. It is written down but not displayed. So that character, the space character, has ASCII code 32. Okay. Similarly, you have ASCII codes for other characters. Exclamation mark has code 33. Quotation marks has double quotation marks has 34. Hash sign 35. Dollar sign 36. Percentage 37. And sign 38. So just go look at this one by one. Let's look up to 48 and you'll get an idea of what this is. Right. So up to character 47, these are character special symbols, right? You have brackets, plus minus, asterisk, comma, full stop, etc. From 48 onwards, the numbers start, the normal decimal digits. So from 48 to 57 are the 10 digits 0 to 9. Okay. Then you have the colon operator, the semicolon operator, less than, equal to, greater than, all these things. Then the uppercase alphabets start from 65 to, there are 26 alphabets in the English language. So 65 to 90 is A to Z. Then you have brackets and everything. Then from 97 to 122, you have the small letters. And then you have curly braces, vertical bar. Last one, 126 is tilde. Now, you don't have to remember all of these. What you need to remember is some special things. So I will ask, or rather, you should know what is the range of ASCII codes for the digits 0 to 9. The range is 48 to 57. Similarly, the range of ASCII codes for capital letters is 65 to 90. The range of ASCII codes for small letters is 97 to 122. That's it. Okay, this much you should. Others you can always refer. So at the beginning, if you saw, 0 to 31 were reserved for control characters. So what are these control characters? These are commands basically used by the computer. Okay, not even Python. These are commands used by the computer. Okay. So there are things like null character, start of header, start of text, etc., etc., etc. Backspace, horizontal tab, vertical tab, shift, shift in, shift out, the shift button in your keyboard. When is it pressed? When is it not pressed? Shift in means pressed, shift out means not pressed. Those kinds of things. Okay. Then there are other characters also. For example, you have escape character, the escape that you press. Delete, the delete character that you, the delete button that you press in the keyboard, and so on. Okay. So yeah, 0 to 31 control characters, and if you remember, the end of the ASCII codes here was 126. 127 is delete. Okay. 127 is delete. Another control character, delete. All right. So that is it about ASCII characters. Now let's go back to these things that we were looking at. As I remember mentioning to you, some of the commands starting from is that we had not covered. So we will now cover them. So I'll probably cut the recording here and let's do it in the next part of this video.